Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C., Matt Hayes,
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
Mia O'Brien,
Bent over and let it happen.
and Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
Yo, a Modelo. Thursday, we get it rolling. I got to get my yell in as we get ready for the weekend. You have to wait until your Jacksonville Jaguars play Sunday night, but why not start the weekend right now? Well, that comes after the Christmas party last night. That was worth
That was a little hesitant right there.
That was worth a good yellow.
How late
You had
did
to
you
breathe
stay
deep.
out?
Yeah. We had a good time. San Marco's always great.
You had to reach down for that one, bro.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah, it was good. 4-score golf tavern. We had a great time. It's such a cool little setup that they have down there. And San Marco, the vibe is real. Don't you guys agree? I mean, we're talking about the South Bank. If it all comes together, we all been talking about what needs to happen downtown. But anyway, South Bank, and then you get from San Marco over to Riverside. Those are two great places. They really are.
And I got to tell you, I don't know about you boys, but trying to find parking, Bo
yeah.
Valentine circled for about 25 minutes, and he called me. He's like, what is happening in San Marco on a Wednesday? Apparently, between that and some of the other bars around that area, it's the day to be down there.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that downtown's not popping. It's just across the river.
Yeah, it's happening. And we parked the 4Runner perhaps semi-illegally, but we got away with it. It was that big parking lot in the back. There weren't any more spots left.
I didn't have any problem.
That's
I
'cause you're
pulled
the big
up.
fella.
No,
Me
just saying.
neither. I just parked right in front of the church.
First row I went down, there was a parking space.
Oh, okay.
Back
See,
then, wouldn't
that's
it?
just
Park
living
on the
right.
street, man.
It
That's how
is
it works.
true.
Always park on the street. Works every time.
Yeah, I most of the time park on the street, but I just knew that there was a parking lot behind 4Score, so I figured I'd try it. Anyway, it was loaded up.
Yeah,
that's for
Joe
sure.
walked in the back like a VIP, like
exactly.
He always does,
fashionably late. It was classy.
That's
I
because
liked it.
I had to go pick TLD up. Okay, I had to go to the.
Oh, you went all
Og.
the way back and then came.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
came
made
back.
Bo Valentine drive separate.
Yeah, so we had a good time. Thanks to all that put it together. Steve and Michelle and everybody. We definitely had a good time. All right, so we get it cranking today, talking about the Jags, and definitely, I don't know whether are there such things as soap opera locker rooms, Leon, because this is beginning to feel a little bit like a soap opera locker room, and the reason I set it up like that is because it's like a he said situation right now. Hey, Calvin, did you run the wrong route? Hey, wide receivers coach, Chad Hall, did he run the wrong route? No, he did not. Hey, offensive coordinator, Press Taylor, no one ran the wrong route. So this is kind of a he said little drama.
Well, I don't think he I don't think he ran the wrong route. I just think that it was a sight adjustment, and Trevor threw the ball, and he was supposed to turn his head and catch the ball, and he kept running. No, I think it was the right route, but his attention to the details of a blitz package.
Yahtzee.
That's what's in question, not the route that he ran. Hell, I think he ran the right route, but if you saw the communication between him and Trevor was like, you got to see it. So that means that there's something in the meeting room during the film session they went over, and he did not act upon it. And I know how they drill it into you.
Yeah,
I've been in those meetings where they drill, hey, they give you this look, they give you this stunt, this is what you're supposed to do, this is your check down, this is your hot read. Yeah, that's the issue I have with Calvin Ridley, is that it was a sight adjust, and he was supposed to turn around a particular way and catch the ball. I don't think that he ran the wrong route.
So, like, he's supposed to have turned around earlier than he should, than he actually did.
Exactly.
Because
So
he
he didn't
yeah.
recognize the defense like he
Correct.
should have.
Exactly.
The blitz is the most important. part
So
of it.
when Press Taylor says he didn't run the wrong route, he's not lying,
It gets
No,
you
he's
but
not.
he's being disingenuous
Correct.
about the miscommunication between both players.
Correct. Let's play that soundbite if we have it, JJ, just to show the proof is in the pudding. And it's one of those where you're like, yes, that's accurate, but does it tell the full story?
Yeah, I think there's a big difference in running the wrong route and not being on the exact same page with how you're running route. We have not had wrong routes. It has not been this person doesn't know what they're doing, they're running the wrong route, or things like that.
Okay, now at the very least, he couched it that way, but it still comes
True.
back to what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you the second half of this. Knowing what you just described, side adjustment, you go over it in the meeting room, all this kind of stuff, does that frustrate teammate to the point where they'll say, hey, we got to get our
Yeah,
head
because
together.
you can't make those kind of mistakes. Listen, if this was week 2 or 3, maybe I give you that. even though you're still a professional and you got to go about your due diligence of being a professional. When they give you that blitz, so that they go over it in practice, you go through blitz drill, they give you this look right here. It's a sight adjust. You got to turn your head over real quick. Week 2, I give you that. Week 15, you don't get a pass. You absolutely don't get a pass in Week 15.
And especially, in Matt, this is what we've all talked about. We even did our X poll earlier this week about are you still into the idea, or are you less into the idea of giving Calvin a big deal going forward? He wants to be the dude, the cat. He wants to be Thriller. You've got to make these types of plays because there are so many others at your position out in the National Football League that are making those plays.
I do find it interesting how Calvin Ridley's suddenly the boogeyman. When there are many guys in that team.
It's a new guy every week.
Many guys
That's
who are
our
not,
job.
who are not playing well.
Okay,
I just think that and it's not just us.
It's not
seriously.
even a new guy. It's a bunch of things,
yes,
like you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean it's just I think it's interesting how it's very easy to say Calvin Ridley because it's obvious that they had miscommunication there.
Yeah.
But you could go down the line on that team.
Yeah. Oh, and they still let
there's
Joe
a
Flacco.
lot of dudes that are not playing.
Yeah,
like
they still
should
let
be
Joe
playing.
Flacco throw for 3+. And you want to talk about bust? And this is what Coach Campo talked about earlier. Okay, Calvin did not do the side adjustment and pick up the blitz and basically handle it well. Trayvon Walker got absolutely roasted on that play when Njoku was coasting down for a score. Same thing with Mike Caldwell's decision to call a goal line defense on that. So yeah, there's plenty of places you can.
We can name a few. Sheriff, Fortner. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this team that have not been.
The entire offensive line.
Exactly. Well, I'll give Anton a little pass.
Yeah. He has played for
He's been. We were talking about this in the media
He's
room
whipped
yesterday.
a few times, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's also 21 and he's a rookie.
Yeah,
I mean, you're expecting that.
Yeah.
When he's your most reliable offensive lineman, that's the bigger concern.
Yeah, that's the no-brainer.
You don't get a pass. It's Week 15.
Right. You don't get a pass for
And
whipping
Doug
this
did
late,
say that
man.
yesterday. Doug said we can no longer use the excuse that we're young.
Yeah.
No, there's no more buys. Everybody's had their buy. But I think that when we go back to the Ridley conversation and we want to connect it to some of the other things that have gone wrong, the biggest takeaway that I have is that, and again, I wasn't studying him or following him when he was in Atlanta with each play, but you go back to those 2 games in London. When Calvin Ridley had success, a lot of it was improvised routes in which pass protection held up past 3 seconds. And so thus he was able to create a play, allow for the route to develop, and Trevor and him were able to connect on it. And right now, because the pass protection hasn't been there to the point where you can allow for that route to develop to the 3rd, 4th, 5th read, because of that, you need to execute the offense as it is being instructed, and that's where I think this miscommunication is lying.
Well, yeah, one problem exposes the other problem
Correct.
even more.
Bingo.
And it's not like the other one's not a problem. It's just exposing it more because you need your guy to play smartly within what you have been coached to do, and you still have a chance to be successful. Because if they're only holding up blocks 2.1 seconds, whatever the number is, Leon, then yeah, everyone's got to be tight on assignment.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that game, the game in London, those deep crossers that Calvin was running. Trevor had time to throw that ball, those deep balls. I mean, if you get deep crossers with Calvin Ridley on any DB and they don't rotate the safety, he's going to kill him. That's why he did so well in Atlanta in the Buffalo games, those deep crossers. But yeah, the offensive line, I mean, right now it's patchwork. I mean, right now you're not dealing with the same front 5 that you started the season with. You're not dealing with offensive line that's that reliable as far as protecting the passer and running the football. But you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out somehow. I mean, a lot of teams are banged up. I know there's a lot of teams that are banged up that find a way to win.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
And I look at the Ravens injury report from yesterday, and it's much cleaner right now. Okay, there's not a lot of guys' names on the Baltimore Ravens injury report because they're playing well. But guess what? Think of who they lost not that long ago that they've been able to come back from. We're going to see Likely. You're likely to see Likely make plays Sunday night. Well, guess who he is? He's Mark Andrews' replacement, and he's made plays. You take a look at other guys that they've lost, and you could go to Gus Edwards or any of these other guys that are in the backfield. They're there because Dobbins is gone again. And so they've had to handle injuries, and they've dealt with it. Now, we can point to the roster management. We can point to is it a bulky problem that they didn't have enough answers from the offseason into the season? Sure, I point at that regularly. But you also have to make sure that it's good coaching and good play.
Well, listen, I don't feel right making excuses for well-paid professionals, excuses for their play. No, that's what you get paid to do. You make a boatload of money to go out there and execute, whether you're the starter or you're the backup. And you can't level off just because your starter's not playing anymore. You always tell the guys that are backups, you've got to prepare just as much as the first guy does. And if you're ill-prepared, guess what's going to happen? It's going to show on Sunday. It's going to absolutely show on Sunday. So, I mean, this team has just got to get over itself. You've got injuries. A lot of teams in the NFL got injuries, but they find a way to win football games. Why can't we?
And that's along the offensive line. That is along the defensive line. That's at the wide receiver position, now with no Christian Kirk for the foreseeable future. It's not just a matter of the areas that we're pointing to that have been hit the most by attrition. It's the fact that Parker Washington had to step in. And did he really have a grasp of what he was doing out there? He played hard as heck against the Bengals. You cannot deny that. He made 6 grabs, and one of them for a touchdown was absolutely unbelievable. But then when you look at the play that Trevor got hurt on, should he have been more prepared for that moment? Should he have known, similar to what we're just talking about with Calvin Ridley, the sight adjustment? The coverage is dictating this. You need to adjust and do this.
And then that effort play, which is an effort play, but the ball gets ripped out. And so those are the things. Look, and we can go back to Chad Hall. Everyone's going to be put in a position where they need to know what they're doing. So that's on player and on coach. It's always going to be a combo when it comes to that. And so, and look, he's a bit of a bright spot, but it also, like we said, it illuminates other problems, that's for sure. So right now, the Ravens are the favorite. They're a better than a field goal favorite against your Jaguars Sunday night. You guys can hit us on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. Jump in on the subject. And look, they've got a course correct. There's no other way to get to where they want to go if they don't figure it out with who they have. And they may not have Andre Sisco or Tyson Campbell Sunday night. And that means you got to account, OBJ's he's a little long in tooth, and he's dealing with some injuries. But he made plays last week, and obviously Zay made plays.
Big game.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You also got to think about this now. If they're young players that don't know what they're doing out on the field on Sunday, that's an indictment on the veterans.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit of an old school guy. If I know I got an offensive lineman who's going to make his first start, and I've been in the league a long time, he doesn't have a choice of whether he wants to watch film or not. Yeah. You're going to watch film. Right. You're going to study. You're going to make sure you know everything about this game going into Sunday because you're not going to embarrass yourself or me.
Right.
Because you represent the unit.
That's a good way to put it.
You absolutely represent the unit.
I love
that. By the way, their lack of preparedness will make you look bad.
Exactly.
Right. And I think that, again, regardless of position, I think that is so critical. If I'm watching film, you better come over here and watch film.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. Yeah. If you're a rookie, you don't have a choice. No, you're not going home.
Right, because we're all going to be
You got a date night, cancel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I agree.
That's how it was. I'm just saying. I know people tell me to stay in my era, but that's how it was in the day.
No, and you're
you
right.
Had to do it.
You're right, because in this age of instant gratification, you may say, oh, well, I'll do 30 minutes of film when I get home. And it's like, but wouldn't you rather watch 30 minutes with the veteran?
I don't trust you. I don't trust that you're going to do that. Now you're a rookie and you got money.
Right, don't Kyler Murray me.
You never had money before, and you're going to go home and watch? No, I don't trust you. You're going to watch it right here.
Since you brought up the offensive line, Leon, and since Joe brought up Andre Sisco and Tyson Campbell's status, do want to just stay on that same topic with regards to the offensive line. Walker Little and Ezra Cleveland both limited yesterday. Spoke with Walker Little. You can check that interview up on our 1010XL YouTube page. Obviously, he's coming back from a hamstring injury. It sounded, without him outright saying it, that, again, the rehab for that, it's not as easy as it looks because he does have to anchor at the point of attack, which, as Brandon Scherf shouted out behind me, that means he's got to be able to stick his butt out.
Right.
But then also on the other side of that,
it does hurt a little bit.
In speaking with some industry sources, it does sound like Ezra Cleveland in line to play on Sunday. Now, is that left guard, left tackle? We don't know. What we do know is that Walker Little was working out with the tackles yesterday, and Ezra Cleveland was working with the guards.
So that's the hope.
I can just tell you from industry sources, it does sound like Ezra Cleveland, at the very least, is expected to be in the starting lineup on Sunday. But, of course, we'll, have another day of practice today for the Jaguars. We'll speak with him again in the locker room today, and hopefully everything continues with his rehabilitation from that knee injury he suffered on Sunday.
Yeah, come on, Hall & Oates. Come on, Hall & Oates. You need to get him going. All right, so we get it going with that. You guys jump in, 641-1010, hit the text line, and then you can also find us on YouTube. Just search 1010XL and jump in there. I think X has a limit on characters, at least I thought they did, but Kirk Herbstreit has unlimited character potential on X. He has this long response about why he voted Alabama over FSU before Jordan Travis got hurt. So we will touch on that. And the Gators' schedule is out along with the rest of the SEC. That's worth chewing on. Stick around. We're getting into it.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Nothing came easy, and he wouldn't have it any other way.
It's blue-collar line of scrimmage football. I'm Tom McManus, and I join Jaguars Today Fridays from 10 to noon.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. You worried about keeping your home warm this holiday season? Well, Fenwick Home Services is offering 0 down, 0 interest financing on select Energy Star heating and cooling systems to ease that burden. And listen to this, don't make a single payment for an entire year. Schedule your free same-day estimate today and enjoy a cozier home tomorrow. Only available now through December 31st. Control your comfort and give your wallet a break by visiting FenwickHomeservices.com/radio.
Elevate your driving experience with Osteen Volvo Cars of Jacksonville. The Osteen Volvo team is a key piece of our community, and when it comes to cars, excellence is non-negotiable. Visit Osteen Volvo on Phillips Highway, online at osteenvolvo.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Atlantic Self Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home, or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
You're busy, so 1010XL makes holiday gift giving easy. Find great gift ideas from Bellwether Restaurant, Beard's Diamonds, and Brackish Vodka. Get lots of great gift ideas at 1010XL.com.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Over 10,000 Christmas lights is sure to bring a smile to a child's face. And that's what American Electrical does every year at the Ronald McDonald House. In fact, it's one of their favorite charitable projects every year. And when they turn the lights on for the first time, that's when you get the biggest smile. American Electrical, community-minded all year long and ready to take care of all of your electrical needs. Log on American-Electrical.com and drop by to see the beautiful light display at the Ronald McDonald House. It's right in front of Nemours.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly. I would recommend QC to anybody. QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
I was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Give the gift of joy this season. Claire's Grill is a Toys for Tots drop-off at all 3 locations. Bring in a toy and enjoy a free appetizer because spreading cheer tastes even better. Claire's Grill, where the neighborhood meets and gives this holiday season.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Grilling up lunch with Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose on 1010XL.
One day closer to the weekend, one day closer to your Jacksonville Jaguars kicking off on Sunday Night Football for the first time since 2008 against the Baltimore Ravens, which, by the way, boys, I had to correct the longest tenured Jaguar before he did a segment with NBC. That, of course, is friend of the program, Tyler Shatley.
Mm-hmm.
When he went to go do his interview yesterday, I said, man.
Shatley's greatest strength is his strength.
Thank you, Gus. So I said, I was like, this must be a pretty monumental moment for you. And he goes, what are you talking about? I've played on Sunday Night Football. And I said, no, you haven't. And he goes, yeah, against the Seahawks in 2017. And I said, no, buddy boy, that was a 4:00 kick. It just went into the night.
Yeah.
This is the first time. And then Walker Little pipes up from across the room, and he goes, well, what about the playoffs last year? And I said, no, Walk. You played on Saturday.
Yeah.
You had the Tarico
Good
Collinsworth.
Clemson education and the Stanford.
Yes, you had the Tarico Collinsworth treatment, but that was on a Saturday night. This is the first true Sunday night football game on NBC that the Jaguars have played in since 2008. Speaking of playing in primetime, Florida State will play in primetime this bowl season. However, it will be against the Georgia Bulldogs in the Orange Bowl. And yet here we are, 2 weeks removed almost from the College Football Playoff Committee's decision to leave them out of the playoff. And not only do Florida State fans still have feelings about it on Twitter and our text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, Kirk Herbstreit has a lot of feelings about it. Does he not, Joe?
I honestly, I thought X would say, hey, just slow it down, big guy. You only have so many characters to work with. We went from 140 to 280, but Herbie is fired off like an essay. And this is to a dude that has 235 followers. Lowry goes, remind me again why you had Bama in and FSU out on 11-14 and 11-18 before the Travis injury. Well, anyway, Herbie takes that and just takes off, and he goes all caps through a few of these.
Prepare for the dramatic reading. I feel like we should have bed music.
So
for
Herbie
this,
goes,
JJ.
because Alabama is all caps better, period. So is Texas. So is Michigan. So is Washington. So is Oregon. So is Georgia. I watch 10 to 15 games a week live from September, early December. I think I'm allowed to have an opinion on who I think, again, all caps, is better. If FSU doesn't like this best four, the conference commissioners Tell them to change the protocol to, all caps, most deserving. Until then, I and everyone else is certainly allowed to give an opinion in a subjective discussion. Don't like it? Change it. And so anyway, then he goes down the line with how much he loves
Folks, this was like a
FSU.
19-paragraph
Oh, my
tweet.
God.
You missed the best part.
All right, here it is. All right, it's funny. When FSU went ahead of the U in 2000 after Dorsey and the boys beat the Noles, and FSU went instead of a deserving Canes team to the BCS championship where they lost to Oklahoma, I didn't hear from all of you about that system being rigged and it's not fair.
Twitter didn't exist.
You were big fans of the turnout back then. Of course, most of you. And this despicable lunatic fringe probably didn't even know about 2000 when the Noles got the benefit over a great Miami team.
I love them.
Now, he
Well,
won
first, the
you
best
back.
part is the Succession music underneath all this. Well done, JJ.
He won you back.
He won me back. I love you,
All right, so I want you to comment on this, but I'm just going to finish it. Like, he goes into how much he even loves Bobby Bowden. Tell me that dude didn't get his, lather.
This is him trying to save face at the end here.
Yeah. All right, so he goes, watch games.
More Succession music, please.
He says, basically, I ask questions of the commissioners in the offseason to understand things clearly, watch games, and give my opinion. If it's not for your team, you love me, and if it's against you, you hate me. I wish it were different, and hopefully next year with 12 teams it will be. I'm a huge fan of Coach Norvell's team and wish the Noles nothing but the best.
That's a lie. He wants Georgia to whoop him, man. Come on.
I'm pretty sure now he really wants Georgia to whoop him.
Also, he brought up Bobby Bowden at one point,
Yeah, he
and
does,
how much
yeah.
he loves Florida State going back to the 80s. Like, Bobby's probably rolling over right now like, dude, I didn't ask for this.
I mean, he got into his feelings over this one, that's for sure. So it does come back. And by the way, Leon, it truly is subjective.
It is.
And I think most
that portion I'm going to get framed. That you talked about in 2000. Yeah, he's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. Karma doesn't have any time limit on it.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true because you still want to remember that you were left out and they were put in.
What do you call that when you do a crime from like 30 years ago, but it's too long ago where they can't charge you or something?
Statute of
Yeah, there is no
limitations.
statute of limitations for karma in this
And this is not a cold case. You would like to be able to go back.
I don't
and
understand
redo it.
why can't Florida State fans grasp this?
Hey, we've got
It's an
attorney generals on
opinion.
this right now.
I know. Well, same with politicians.
Yeah.
It's an opinion. They think those four teams are the best teams.
And it's funny because you can bicker with Herbie and look, his opinions aren't always right. They're just his opinions.
Yeah.
But he basically said, at least he argues, that he thought those other teams were better before the Jordan Travis injury. I still would have kept FSU in my top four with Jordan Travis healthy.
Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with saying you think Texas, Michigan, Washington, Oregon, and Alabama are all better. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with saying anyone's better than Florida State. It's what it is.
Yeah.
College football is the sport of arguing.
Right.
There is no playoff like the NFL where you win your way in, okay? It's not how it works.
And look, I argued with the injury for Jordan Travis. I included that in the argument that Georgia got ripped off as much as anybody.
Yes, it's an opinion-based system.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, that's what it is.
Unbeaten, you lose one game, a one-score game to a rival in a championship setting, and you go from one to out.
So if Jordan Travis was healthy, all right, and Alabama beats Georgia like they did by 3, you would have still bounced Georgia out?
No. If Jordan Travis was healthy, I would have put FSU in. Yeah.
Over Georgia?
Yeah. I would have put an undefeated Power 5. Yeah, I would have kept it that way. Yes.
Would you have done it Florida State 3, Georgia 4? Even with or would you have put Alabama in? Because then that obviously rocks the boat with Texas.
Yeah, because I feel like, honestly, this is the hardest part. This is why I think, a lot of people will love the idea of the 12-teamer because you still get to slug it out on a field. But imagine, it's like it's only one game difference, okay, an undefeated versus a one-loss team. Everyone makes one loss seem like it's 4 losses compared to the undefeated. It's just one loss. But and I always compare the wins, the most valuable wins, and the most important losses because Georgia lost to the best team of the one-loss team.
By
the way, Alabama beats Georgia, and if FSU still has Travis and they win, Alabama's in. Texas is out. No matter what Texas thinks, Texas may think we beat you in September. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I certainly can understand that
eye
logic
test
too.
right now.
I mean, it was an interesting thing that we did when I was playing Miami and Florida State. We always played each other late, and we would bounce each other out of the chance to win the national championship.
Right.
So what we did, just like Georgia, just like Alabama played Texas, we played Florida State early, so that one loss could still. You go and run the table, you still gives you that opportunity to maybe play in the championship.
Right,
so I'm looking at Alabama. That loss was what, September, second game of the season?
Yeah.
I mean, that team, we saw that team grow up right before our eyes. We saw that team struggle with South Florida. I mean, come on now. South Florida could have beat them in that game to where they just started rolling people. So I'm saying a lot's changed from when they lost to Texas in September to where Alabama is now.
They really reincarnated themselves, okay? They were basically left for dead. And by the way, I tried to throw dirt on Nick at that point, saying he's done, and they obviously came back from the ashes.
Leon, I just want to know, if the state of Florida had opened an investigation during the BCS era back in 2000 and tried to get Miami into the big dance.
They wouldn't, because it would go against Florida State.
Right.
So, that's the more popular team in the state is obviously Florida State. That's why.
But it is funny that we have people that are elected officials that are arguing.
But we did have
and this did happen in the BCS era. There were state attorney generals.
Oh my gosh,
that did it.
they introduced bills into Congress that they were going to get involved. They were going to make sure this didn't happen.
I'm so glad I was a kid for most of that.
And heck, I bet it was what was his Utah, when Urban had an undefeated team there.
It was.
That was probably one of them that was arguing. Louisville.
Well, remember, we also had Jason Campbell led Auburn
team
go undefeated. Was not in the national championship.
Undefeated SEC team didn't get in.
Didn't deserve to get in.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Just big old sneeze. Respiratory droplets everywhere.
I just wanted an update from Matt, because it was about 24 hours ago that a district court judge ruled in West Virginia, essentially open season in the transfer portal era, in which if you have already transferred once, you are immediately eligible if you transfer again in the next 14 days, pending a temporary court restraint. And so I'm curious, where do we sit in what you predicted to be the busiest action in the transfer portal over the next 2 weeks?
We're literally like 12 hours into it. But the reality is, I think you're going to see guys who had already transferred once get in the portal real quick. Because if they're in this 14-day time frame, they can't be held. Like, the NCAA can't come back and say, oh, no, now it's different. If it does change. And again, there's a preliminary injunction hearing on December 27th for this ruling. The judge could easily say, yeah, we're moving forward with this injunction until we get through the trial. And that could be months, a year away. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you're in those 14 days, you're good for that spot, and it may be much longer than that as well.
All right, we've got to bring up the SEC schedule coming up here in a second.
Yes, we will.
Because we got to get back into.
We will stay in the college ranks. We also will update you on the very latest when it comes to Gators, Canes, and Knowles recruitment. Because boy, oh boy, is it heating up both on the high school and the transfer portal front. This is XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. The goal of the game is to score more points.
And he's in for the score!
And there's usually someone who helps make that happen.
Baby, what a catch!
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Save big at Key Buick GMC, up to $9,000 off on all new 23 Buick Enclaves, or up to $8,500 off new 23 Buick Envisions. Low APR rates like 1.9% APR financing for 36 months, 4.5% for 48 or 60 months, and 5.44% APR for up to 72 months. It comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty whenever you purchase a new vehicle from Key Buick GMC, across the street from Tinseltown, Southside Gate.
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is the sports medicine leader in Northeast Florida. We're proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your hometown teams, including the Jaguars, Sharks, Axemen, Armada, and the Jumbo Shrimp. We have the most cutting-edge resources for sports medicine care, including Active Armor casting, Alter-G anti-gravity treadmills, and highly trained physicians and athletic trainers. JOI is truly where the pros go, and so should you.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
It's Beard's Diamonds' incredible Christmas sale.
If you're popping the question soon, celebrating an anniversary, or shopping for the holidays, you do not want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale.
But hurry, it ends Christmas Eve.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On XL Primetime from noon to 3, on Helmets and Heels Tuesday nights.
I swear to you, I know her.
And you can follow me on the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
Hi, this is Jeff Norman.
And I'm Mike Jones.
And we are the owners of Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services. We want to wish you all a Merry Christmas this holiday season.
And to say thank you to our amazing employees for their hard work this year.
And most of all, we want to thank you, our wonderful customers. Without you, we would not become one of the fastest growing plumbing and septic companies in Florida.
Should you have a plumbing or septic emergency this holiday season, please give us a call.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous, don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
The YMCA provides after-school care programs for kindergartners through middle school at over 40 sites across the First Coast. Our programs focus on safety, health, social and emotional growth, and academic enhancement. At the Y, your child can build self-reliance, get help with schoolwork, explore new talents, and develop healthy relationships with others, all in a safe, nurturing environment. Plus, financial assistance is available. Learn more at fcymca.org.
The age of light beer is here. Modelo Oro, treasured for its smooth, elevated taste and crisp, clean finish. 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs. It's the gold standard of light beer.
Great news for homeowners to start this new year. Interest rates have plunged. Mortgage rates are back down from nosebleed highs. Hey, it's Prosser here, and right now, Loan Pronto can rescue you from that 7 or 8% rate you got stuck with and save you a ton of money. If you bought or refinanced your home with a rate of over 7%, now is the time to refinance and save money, even if you did it last month. Interest rates on Loan Pronto's Equity Express loans have also come down. It's a great time to get some cash out of your home and get yourself on solid footing for the new year. They can get you the cash you need to wipe out those credit cards right now, or get money to start that 2024 home improvement project. Bottom line, Loan Pronto has the most competitive rates, and they can help you take advantage of this sudden drop in rates. Get your financial house in order for 2024. Call 904-999-1508 to get started. That's 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com works as well. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet Jacksonville. From December 12th to the 23rd, we're lining up the tables with the much-anticipated 12 Days of Christmas high hands and giving away over $275,000 in cash. The excitement grows each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300, and the chance to set sail on a World Poker Tour cruise. Don't miss out on the action. Explore all our December promotions at BestBetJacks.com. That's BestBetJacks.com, your destination for the best poker action this holiday season.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor this morning with his breakdown of the Baltimore Ravens defense.
I think they do a great job on the first level being physical, setting edges, keeping double teams off with the 2 interior players, and then letting the linebackers just roll side to side, and they can do a great job of that. Kyle Hamilton in that look. He plays a lot of the second level. So between him, Queen, Roquan, those guys are flying sideline to sideline. The interior guys do a great job of keeping double teams of combinations off of them, of getting there. And so they're able to clean things up. They do a great job presenting a lot of different looks to you.
The 10-3 Ravens visit the 8-5 Jaguars on Sunday Night Football. Kickoff at 8:20. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Grilling up lunch with Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose on 1010XL.
We got purpose, all right. You definitely can enjoy the Sausage Dudes. Hope you enjoy us, Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Now, we've got college football on the brain right now. Joe C., Mia O'Brien, Matty Hayes, Big Sirs and JJ. And we're going to get back to your Jags and some of the NFL chatter. But this, it comes out with the schedule. And Florida's schedule immediately, I think, for most Gator fans, make them ask this one very basic question. Will Billy be around? Okay? Will Billy be around at the end of this puppy? So we're going to hit a few of the SEC schedules. But the Gators, just to start us off, they go Aug 31 home to the Canes. Leon already has plans on where he's staying. I want to kick their ass
Mm-hmm.
for this game.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. Then they go lay up at Sanford. Then that SEC schedule takes hold because now you have the Texas and the Oklahomas coming in. They've got A&M at home, then Mississippi State on the road. Then after a week off, they play UCF. That's right, undefeated, inside the state of Florida. Then Tennessee, then Kentucky, and then this last string of games, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State. Yeah, that's those small violins saying, Billy.
So we talked about this earlier in the week.
May not make.
And I'm just gonna, and I said I want to throw out a number. Okay?
Let's do it.
And on the text line you can get involved, 641-1010. Okay, and you can explain to us this high-low. Okay, more or less.
High-low.
More or less is what we'll call it, JJ, because Prize Picks.
Yeah, never over under.
More or less. Okay, I'm setting the line at 4.5.
4.5 wins or 4.5 games?
Explain what you're talking
wins.
about. Yeah, wins or
low.
how
Actually,
long he lasts.
Let's
do
go back.
games.
No. Let's go back to how long does he last. That's even better. Let's do that.
Let's do games.
Let's do that.
So
how long does he last? Okay.
What week do you think he would be canned, if at all?
All right,
Right.
so
Let's do that because that's much more.
All right, so
Straw poll.
I'm going to say they're 1-1 after they play Miami and Sanford.
So wait, let me put the line first.
Okay.
I'm going to put the line at. I'll put it at 5. Let's put it at 5.
Okay. So
do you think he'll be fired before or after?
I bet Florida will be favored to beat Miami.
in
Gainesville.
Yeah, in Gainesville.
With Cam Ward?
All right,
I don't know.
We're
Right
gonna
now,
talk about
as of
that.
right now, Florida has the best returning quarterback in the state, and that's a fact.
With Cam Ward, I love that.
Right, because Cam Ward, at least it's out there with the transfer portal red hot right now, that FSU and Miami are as strong two candidates to land Cam Ward from Wazoo over any other school, at least right now. So is Florida 1-1 after they've played Miami and Sanford? We don't know. We will see. But what is their record after they play Miami, Sanford, A&M, and Mississippi State? What is their record then?
2-2.
I mean, they
3-1.
It's not
I would
easy.
go 3-1.
Look, it's not easy winning at Mississippi State, man.
I know that.
I mean, they were the way better team the last time they went there, and Mullen basically did everything he possibly could to win that game.
Yeah, I just know
the
that
play calling was phenomenal in that game.
But at least what we saw from Mississippi State, the latest version of it, it's not good.
Yes.
The first year head
Well,
coach.
I mean, what about the latest version of your squad?
I was going to finish it. The latest version of Florida is not good. So believe me, this is a coin flip.
I don't even think the UCF game at home is they'll win that game.
No.
I mean, why would anyone say that?
I don't think anybody, a Gator fan, let us know, 641-1010, hit the text line, because nothing is a guarantee.
No, then you got to go to Tennessee.
Yeah. So they go UCF, Tennessee, Kentucky.
Which Kentucky will have a first-year starting quarterback, and Brock Vandegrift is the assumption.
Okay, so here we are. Okay, right now
But they will still have Stoops because he did not go to Texas A&M.
We are 7 games in. Okay, 7 games in when you get to Kentucky. Does Billy get to coach against the program?
I think he does, only because I think A&M and Mississippi State both will have first-year head coaches. We don't know what they will look like. We really don't know what UCF will look like, and it is in the swamp. At Tennessee is a loss, obviously. Kentucky has to come to Gainesville, a place that, yes, they've won twice in the last 6 years, but they have questions too.
I'm never going to say at Tennessee is just an absolute loss because of what Florida has been able to do to Tennessee through the years. And take a look at what Tennessee did down the stretch this year.
I don't disagree, but at the same point, you can't say Kentucky at home's a win either.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But they faded big time.
So, Matt Hayes, after 6 games, if Florida is 3-3, is Billy still there?
It depends on the 3 losses, how ugly they are.
You're not canning him until November.
So here's a thing to fire guys during the season.
Yeah, it's probably too low, the line I set. Yeah. It probably should be like around 7. Because the reality is, if you look at the last 2 times they fired a guy, actually the last 3, even Muschamp, it was right after the Georgia game.
Yeah, right? It was right either minutes after the Georgia game.
Right, or it was known you're out.
Yeah, and I think part of it too is
everybody knew that.
I agree with Leon. I think they'll be 3-3 heading into the cocktail party. And then it's more so, once again, we go back to the conversation of what must be done eventually should be done immediately, because then you're staring down the barrel of at Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and then
so
Florida
the line
State.
really should be 8. Let's do 8 because that's Georgia. Georgia's game 8.
Yeah, and I think
so more or less.
Will he still be the coach at the cocktail party / when they travel to Austin?
So let's do the 10-10 take real quick because I don't want to fire him in December for November of next year just yet, but let's do this.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
I don't want to go into the new year setting up firing Billy Napier 11 months from now, but whatever. Let's just at least do it. Now, Sonny's, you can chew on this while you chew on some delicious ribs, pulled pork, brisket, turkey, whatever it might be, and all those terrific sides. Look for Sonny's all over the First Coast, and especially if you're thinking about tailgating and you don't want to cook, make sure you hit up Sonny's. So the way I would label these, and tell me if you all agree or however you would describe it, is who did you beat and how did you lose that game? Who did you beat and how did you lose that game? Because that's really what it's going to come down to. Did you beat Miami? Or if you take a look at either A&M or Mississippi State, how did you lose that game? If you look at UCF, Tennessee, and Kentucky, same thing. Who did you beat or how did you lose that game? And that's going to be the judge, jury, and sentencer on Billy Napier. Is the product better? Because right now, and you guys know how I feel, and a lot of Gator Nation is feeling the same way, they don't necessarily see the product that they want to see 2 years into this bad boy. That's the 10-10 take. Honestly, that's where
I think what you said is spot on, actually, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. What comes into play is how he reacts. Because if they lose the season opener against Miami and Gainesville, the post-game press conference will be all over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how will he respond then?
And then
how
Mario,
does he take that? What the hell is going on here? You had 9 months and you lost 23-10.
Right.
You know, it'll be one of those like Utah, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you lose to Miami and it's an ugly loss and it just doesn't look good and the defense doesn't look good,
right.
You've had 9 months to fix this defense. Yeah. How does he respond to that? I think is a big thing too.
Then the A&M game, Leon, and the Mississippi State game is all up for grabs.
And UCF and Tennessee,
yeah.
And of course, a big question will be, we know Graham Mertz is most likely the quarterback, but will DJ Lagway be on the roster? Will LJ McCray be on the Gators opening week roster? Those are just some of the names that are expected to sign next Wednesday, or are they? McCray visited both Auburn and Florida State last week, had an in-home visit as well from the Noles. He did just tweet the graphic that we've seen from plenty of Gator commits over the last 2 days of 1 week until I'm a Gator. Although it is kind of funny because the expectation would be he would sign next Wednesday, not next Thursday, and he tweeted it 40 minutes ago. So, hey, we're going to be monitoring the Mainland product, and, you know, if his commitment is as firm as many believe it is.
State champion right now after beating up on, or not beating up, but barely beating St. Augustine High. Georgia's schedule. Let's hit this real quick because I think there have been, a number of people, myself included, that probably have taken swipes at Georgia's schedule. Okay, because of who they haven't played, that type of stuff. Listen to this one, okay? I mean, their total schedule will include Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, Texas, Florida, finishing up with Tennessee.
Look at you throwing Florida in there.
Huh?
Look at you throwing Florida in there.
It's
like
a
it's a
rivalry
difficult
game.
one.
It's a cocktail party. You always throw out the records, all that stuff. But honestly, that's a pretty meaty schedule for the Bulldogs, Matt. That is pretty meaty right there.
I mean, to be
this
fair,
is what the SEC is going to be.
They typically have a meaty schedule. Last year, just look, it's the whole Tennessee and Oklahoma thing with the SEC, and they both had to, they had games, and Tennessee had to drop Oklahoma, and so did Georgia. And I get all of that. But I'm also the guy that said they could have gone to Norman and played that game this year. Yeah, they could have done that, and they didn't.
But in your first 5 games, you're playing Clemson, Kentucky, and Alabama. And look, Kentucky's always going to be a tough out. And then you follow that with Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas, and then finish out Ole Miss, Tennessee after playing Florida here. Yeah, that's the SEC with the addition of Texas and Oklahoma is going to put some pretty.
Plus, you're at
stellar
Alabama and
together.
at Texas. And quite frankly, Texas could win it all this year and have a good team returning.
How many games can Georgia lose and still get in the playoff, though?
And a 12-team playoff?
Probably 3.
3, yeah.
So,
right.
Cool.
And
depending on when and how, actually.
Right, yeah. And it's a good – it certainly is a
yeah,
good
you can't
enough
drop
schedule.
it to, like,
By the way, Georgia's
Kentucky.
not losing 3 games next year.
Yeah, or, basically limping in.
What if they don't have a quarterback? Like, what? You don't think they could lose to Texas, who has yours? You don't think they could lose at Alabama, who obviously has a great quarterback coming back? And
Good. That's 2, yeah.
maybe another one mixing. Obviously, Florida.
It's always a possibility.
I'm just saying, 3 losses to me isn't insane.
I'm just doing in my head the math of who they would lose to 3 times besides Alabama. I mean, Texas.
Yeah, Texas, Alabama, Clemson.
Yeah,
somebody.
Clemson. I mean, let's talk about Clemson a little bit, especially because they are coming to Jacksonville for the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl in a few weeks. This is an off year, Matt, in your estimation, or Clemson will be back to what we know them to be this time next year?
Well, Dabo's in the portal now. He's looking in the portal now. So he's going to get guys out of the portal. Yeah. So that's immediate impact guys that will help them. Klubnik did not play well.
No,
this year. I thought he would have a nice second time as a starter, and he's going out there and boom, he's going to play well, and he didn't. Doesn't mean he can't next year.
Right, but he was very uneven.
Their whole rise under Dabo is because he's had really good quarterbacks and two great quarterbacks
and really good defense.
Right, and Deshaun and Trevor obviously were great quarterbacks. Taj Boyd was a really good quarterback.
Yeah,
and Klubnik's not there.
Right. Oh no,
DJ Uyunglele was not there.
He's in the portal.
He is.
Yeah.
He's looking in the portal, man. He's going to get guys. He will get dudes. I don't know how many he's going to get.
Yeah,
but he's giving in now.
Yeah, because he thought he didn't like the NIL, and it's not like they're not using it, but he didn't like it, and I'm sure that didn't sit well with recruits, and I'm sure it was used against him. And then the portal, he's not embraced. And here's the thing: Mike Norvell has embraced the portal and has won with it, but Devin Leary goes to Kentucky and is supposed to be all that, and he ain't, and so it can not backfire. It can just not be successful for you. And so he's got to make sure he gets the right guys. There's no question about that.
Real quick, before we head into the 1 o'clock hour, Cam Ward, the latest on him. I know On3 Sports is reporting that it's between Miami and Florida State. We reported yesterday about the fantastic dinner that Cam Ward had down in Coral Gables. There also still is a threat from Ohio State, is there not, Matt?
Well, I think Ohio State's – it's not just Ohio State. There's a lot of people that are interested in him. And if Carson Beck would make a decision, Georgia might be interested in him too if the decision is I'm going to the NFL. So there's a lot of guys right now out there that are waiting. These guys, there's a group of 10 guys, quarterbacks in the portal that are guys that could, play anywhere. They're good guys, good players, right? And they're 11 days in the portal and they haven't made a decision yet. Typically, these guys get in the portal, make their decision quickly, and go. But I think they're all waiting for Beck to see what happens, because if Beck goes to the NFL, you've got a plum job available with a team that is national championship ready and is talent-wise is probably the most talented roster in the country next year.
All right, so chime in on it. If you've seen these SEC schedules, you can let us know what you think. 641-1010, and you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
And, of course, you can respond to Matt's straw poll of if the Gators were to part ways with Billy Napier.
Yeah, you're not firing anybody before November. At least that's just
8.
Yeah.
So we'll put it at 8. So it's going to be before the cocktail party or after it.
What if he wins?
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. You ever think of that?
Then you know what? More power to him, man. I think it's awesome. If he wins next year, he's going to get a raise.
Yeah, like
That's
I
what'll
said,
happen.
all I wanted to see was what the product looked like this year, and the product was so up and down, more down than up, obviously. And you can't keep losing, roughly approaching 2 out of every 3 games.
Not only that,
the key games.
I think Florida fans, and you can respond to this. I think Florida fans want him to succeed, not because they don't want to keep firing coaches, but because they think he's a good dude.
Yeah.
They like him.
Well, they're also desperate for wins to be relevant.
Yeah,
again.
of course.
So you don't want to run a guy out and then hope and pray for another guy you have no idea could be better or worse. They're hoping he succeeds, but it hasn't happened nearly fast enough. You need to show turnaround signs in the second year. Mario struggled with this too. At least he showed turnaround.
It's a byproduct of Norvell, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Norvell.
His success is making everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, into the 1 o'clock hour we go. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL.
The Gators get East Carolina tonight at 6:30 on 1010 AM.
If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't walk past it, right? So why are you passing up on a chance at easy cash with MyBookie? Mia here, and MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Bet on the NFL, college bowl games, or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, the holidays are here, and that time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie using promo code 1010XL and claim your deposit match, redeemable up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your home. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 46th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Open 7 days a week in December.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The shoulder is one of the body's largest joints, prone to a variety of injuries and conditions that cause pain. Dr. George Bari here, and at Bari Orthopedics, we know an active lifestyle can lead to serious joint pain. We can help with an accurate diagnosis and treatment for a full spectrum of shoulder injuries, from arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, or rotator cuff and labral tearing. Bari Orthopedics can help. If you or a loved one suffers from shoulder pain, don't hesitate to call or log on to bariorthopedics.com.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? StoneCore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit StoneCore today and let's beautify your home together. StoneCore.co. We do outdoors better.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national power of Napa and a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is locally owned and operated by a strict written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASE-certified technicians you can trust. Find us at jacksnapaautocare.group.com. David Garrard Mondays on Jaguars Today are brought to you by AA Automotive and All Pro Automotive.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Jacksonville.
Give the gift of joy this season. Players Grill is a Toys for Tots drop-off at all 3 locations. Bring in a toy and enjoy a free appetizer because spreading cheer tastes even better. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets and gives this holiday season.
The Jaguars are in the home stretch of the regular season as they go head-to-head with the Baltimore Ravens December 17th. This Sunday night football matchup is sure to excite as you help us teal out the stands. It's also our Inspire Change game, where fans can learn about our involvement in police community relations, criminal justice reform, and more. Go to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you for Sunday night football, Jaguars fans.
No dental insurance? No problem. Introducing the Care Plus program from the dental offices of Dr. James McCall. For only $625 per year, you will receive 2 cleanings and dental exams, a full set of x-rays, plus 1 emergency dental exam and x-ray. You'll also receive a 20% discount on all other services offered. Kids 12 and under will receive the same program for only $525. Call Dr. McCall today at 620-9225.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by your First Coast Honda dealers. The FHSAA has voted 9-4 to abandon the suburban metro model for high school football. Justin Barney from Channel 4 joined XL Primetime to explain.
Suburban Metro was designed with the intention to a competitive balance, and I think you've seen that last 2 years. Data was presented yesterday that showed how close the games had been, and now you're going back to an enrollment-based system, Class 1A to 7A. So South Florida is not a fan at all of that Metro division. Their voices carry some weight. So we're going back to the system we had.
The vote passed by the FHSAA board 9-4 on Tuesday. It's 65 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a challenge. Obviously, there's a comfort level in playing and knowing who you're playing with, experience next to the people, but at the end of the day, it's an excuse. I mean, we're called on to produce in the run game, produce in the pass game, and produce as an offense. So we got to find whatever way we can do to get that going. And we've done that at points in the season, but it needs to be better than it was last 2 weeks.
This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
That was Press Taylor, offensive coordinator for your Jacksonville Jaguars. That cut courtesy of Jaguars.com. And I love when he says, yeah, we've done that at points of the season, but got to do it now, okay? Because, yeah, you had a 5-game win streak. You had a chance at a number 1 seed, but now you're on a 2L streak, and you need to fix it. That's for sure. So we get in the 1 o'clock hour, talking a little Jaguar ball, the rest of the NFL, and we definitely got to get back into our college conversation. Joe C., Mio O'Brien, Matty Hayes, Big Surson, JJ. And so the hot topic, as we started our show, Press Taylor with his soundbite, others were talking about it as well, including Calvin Ridley, who was questioned as to whether or not he was running the wrong routes. But it's just not that. It's not reserved to one thing. So what do you think, Leon, of what Press says about this line play? Look, they're banged up. Yeah. We don't know if Ezra and Walker are going to be 100% healthy, but they need to be better.
Yeah, well, in layman's term, he's basically telling the O-line, you need to get your rear end gear, all right? You need to get going. I mean, you're the heartbeat of the offense. If you're not protecting well or you're not running the ball well, I mean, then all goes to hell, to be quite honest with you. This team, it's a little patchwork. You're missing a little, the right side is pretty complete, but the left side, we're dipping and dabbling guys here and there. But next man up. I mean, this team knows what's ahead of us, the division, the playoffs, and all that kind of stuff. And this kind of play, the kind of play the offensive line has been playing is going to cost you games. It's cost them 2 games. So the last thing you want to do is, I always say, you don't want to go into the playoffs or potentially go into the playoffs leaking oil, and right now this team is.
They would take winning 3 of the next 4. I know they would take it, but you need to still make sure that you are dangerous going into the postseason instead of exposed.
You've already got Broncos writers and fans that I'm seeing right now on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it today, saying that judging by the metrics, wouldn't you, if you're the Broncos or one of these teams that's vying for a wild card spot, the team you want to face is the Jaguars. You don't want to hear that if you're the Jaguars.
No.
They did last year, but that was because they snuck into the playoffs, and many believed that they had arrived a year early. Now it's, they're playing the worst ball of the 4, which, I mean, I would think that the Kansas City Chiefs and Miami Dolphins losing the way they did this past weekend would maybe question that. But the reality is you've lost 2 in a row, and you've lost 2 in a row in which your defensive EPA per play, because I'm looking at this plot chart right now, in terms of the passing and rushing defense, the Jaguars, and our thanks to our good buddy John Shipley for doing the math on this one, the Jaguars in defensive EPA per play before their bye were ranked 3rd in the National Football League. Since then, they are ranked 27th. Now, part of that, because I'm looking at the one for this past week, the Jags are actually in that upper right-hand quadrant where you want to be. It just so happens the Cleveland Browns are literally the number 1 ranked team. So I would think their performances against the San Francisco 49ers and Cincinnati Bengals are a big reason why there's been that dip. But still, I would think, Leon, if you're in that locker room, you don't want to be hearing that, teams would rather face you than these other teams that also blew it over.
Well, I mean, offensively, yeah. I mean, if you're offense and you're going up against a defense that can't get to the passer, have breakdowns in coverage and can't cover and got to stay in zone, man coverage. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a team that, that throws the ball, mass majority of the time, yeah, you want to see the Jaguars because you aren't going to get any pressure, and we got to play zone, and we've got issues in the secondaries. So why not want to play us?
The other part of it is that you're right. They're limited, and they're not getting to the quarterback, but a question of toughness has come up the last couple of games.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, especially both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the offensive line is, finesse. Can't run the ball. 3rd and short, we're in shotgun. 4th and short, we're in shotgun. I mean, our best play is to throw it deep on 4th and 1. You can't get a yard. I mean, that's an indictment on the offensive line on 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts where we're not in too tight and we're trying to run the ball to get the first down.
Who's making that decision?
It's got to be Press. I would think it would be him.
But it can't just be one guy.
No.
You know that. It's just like, in other words, Doug is
It's not like the offensive line, though, is saying, hey, we can't protect, go into shotgun.
Well, I mean, do you blame him?
Yeah.
I mean, do you blame the coordinator? I mean,
they threw it 50 sometimes.
He's had more than a sample size of what this offensive line can do in short yardage. We're one of the worst in the league. And then when he gives the offensive line an opportunity early in the game to run the ball, it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah.
It's 2nd and 13. They're losing yards. They're giving up penetration. So if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm trying to get the offensive line rolling, and they're not. They're giving up penetration. They're whiffing on blocks. They're getting split on double teams. I mean, quite frankly, I wouldn't put much merit or much trust in the running game at all either.
It's funny. We always talk about, guys, where do they first get hit by the defense? ETN gets hit at E, okay? The announcer doesn't even get ETN out, and he's hit because that's how quickly they're on him. And he has gotten beaten up a little bit. And I totally agree with what Coach Campos said earlier this week. Get these linemen moving because they're athletic enough to do it, and come up with some of those space plays where you can make a little room for this guy.
So here's the way I see it. Look, I hate the 3rd and short shotgun. That being withstanding, okay? That being withstanding. I don't think it's play calling. I don't think it's scheme. I really just think it comes down to want. It literally, football is a want game. How badly do you want it? That's what it is, okay? And last year this time, they wanted it, and you could tell they wanted it. And they played with a little fight. You know what I mean? Every week they were fighting. That's when I watch this team now, I don't see want and I don't see fight. And that's what I think is missing. It's not scheme, it's not play calling, it's how badly do you want to get out there and win that game?
Before you respond, Leon, JJ, just fire up and we'll let Leon respond then. But Andrew Wingard yesterday, because I asked him about that. Yes, go ahead, Leon.
I was just thinking to Matt saying that, I mean, they were junkyard dogs last year.
Yes.
Scrapping.
And now they're lap dogs, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
But not because I think they're soft. It's just I mean, somebody's got a lot of fire in them, man. The season is winding down right now.
But when you
if you don't think the Texans or the Colts can come and surpass you if you keep playing poorly, you're out of your mind.
But when you do say the want to, that's what you have to do. It's I got to beat my guy. And the last 2 weeks, the want to was on the Browning side and the Flacco side.
100% yes.
And they may have been given a little extra because they were trying to help their quarterback. They didn't feel as secure, but
guess where it was with the Niners after they'd lost 3 straight and came in here.
Yeah, well, they got back to full strength and they beat that
yes.
model.
But here's the thing, man. I mean, I agree with you totally what you're saying, but and I always say this that your mindset to run the ball doesn't start on Sunday. It starts on Monday.
Sure.
And somewhere in between Monday and playing the game.
Yeah, but one includes practice.
I agree. Absolutely.
That's not just Sunday. It includes everything, man.
I agree. Absolutely.
You got to prepare. You have to prepare.
It's all in the preparation
during the week.
All right, so let's do a bold fact real quick. We talked about.
Do you want to do Dewey?
Oh
first?
yeah. You got the soundbite from Dewey?
Yes, I just emailed it to JJ. So I asked Dewey Wingard, what is the response to fans that are panicking, fans that are worried about another home loss, about the season going off the rails? Here is our guy, Captain Duval, Andrew Wingard.
If you panic, I don't like you. So, look, we've lost 2 games. Unfortunately, I'll blank that out. But we're dialed in. We're dialed in, and we need you Sunday night. Those vibes on that Monday night game were unbelievable. And we just need to embrace that. And we're trying to embrace more of a Jacksonville kind of mentality as a team. Kind of rough, kind of blue collar, kind of chip on your shoulder, kind of nasty, kind of gritty stuff like that. So, come out Sunday night, let's rock out.
Look, I like the idea of that, and that was an unbelievable.
Here's the
you're
thing.
12 games in, and now you're starting to think about it.
It was an unbelievable atmosphere Monday night. It really
Absolutely,
was.
yeah. But I mean, it's like going in the theater and you've seen a bad movie, and then you leave and you come back and you go see the same movie again. It's still bad, and until you put another movie on, I'm tired of seeing the same.
Better
It's also, by the way, a little bit of whistling through the graveyard too, is what it is.
Yeah,
well, it's like I know what he needs and wants, but back to that persona of the town. Think of the teams that just beat them. Okay, those are tough, rugged, Midwest. Work your tail off. Those are the types of personalities that those teams carry with them.
We used to be in that division. Remember back in
exactly.
the black and blue, the Steelers, the Titans, the Ravens.
Bengals,
the Browns didn't come until late, I think. Yeah, but those we knew going into that division.
Yeah,
that was big boy division.
Yeah.
If you couldn't run the ball, you couldn't play defense, you were left in the cold.
And by the way, this town works hard.
Yes.
And embrace that personality. We're all about it if you do. That's for sure. Let's get a bold fact in here real quick on one of those losses.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
Bold City, they've always got it going on. Thursday, it's always a fun night to head to the production house on Roselle Street with burgers, bingo, and brews. So you can get the BOGO action on your brews, all that great craft, along with some of those smash burgers and some bingo. So make sure you check out boldcitybrewery.com. So Jake Browning came in and filleted this defense, right? A guy that you didn't know much about, but he had come in kind of a whatever. Just also ran, sitting on the bench behind Burrow, gets his first road start, comes in and fillets this team. So he's been on a little bit of a roll. All right, he is the second player since 1950 with a completion percentage of 70 or higher and a passing rating of 95. So listen to this. He completed this last couple of go-rounds 79.3% of his attempts. He is 69 of 87 in his first 3 career starts. He's working at nearly 80% completion rate, all right? Name the only other guy since 1950 that has a high completion percentage that rivals Jake Browning by a quarterback in their first 3 career starts.
Kurt Warner.
Johnny U.
So C.J. Stroud didn't get off to like the crazy
Well, he could have completed.
Right.
accurate start, so not him.
What about Brock Purdy?
Yeah, that's a good one. Brock Purdy.
But like that percentage is so high.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
And the fact that it's no longer just against the Jags either. Like,
Yeah.
he did it to somebody else, too.
So first 3 career starts, 79.3%. And he beats the other guy, and there's only 2 of these since 1950 that have been able to do this. The other guy had 77.4%. No one's going to get it, so I'll throw it at you.
Dan Fouts.
No, that's another good one. And these are all recognizable names.
So it's not a recognizable name then.
Is it Cam?
No.
No way.
Yeah, no. This is like, in other words, you'd name 100 quarterbacks before you got to this guy.
Oh, so is he
this.
older?
Mark,
Is he old school?
Mark Rippon.
He ain't old school.
He ain't old school. Like,
the text line would like to submit a vote.
years. Hang on a second. Give us
Achilles
years.
Smith.
It's in the 21st century.
I know. Give me like a 10-year.
Jake Locker.
I'd say in the O's.
In the O's. All right.
Yeah, in the O's.
The text line has 3 submissions.
Sam Bradford.
Jeff Garcia, Mark Bolger, or Chad Pennington.
The last one is the correct one.
Oh, good snag, listener. Marshall Zone.
Yep, Marshall Zone. We are. And so credit to the text line. But, yeah, Chad Pennington had 77.4% completion.
So that was
in
the
his first
Jet.
3. And, by the way, remember, short, high percentage, same thing that Jake
Game
Browning
manager.
did. Yeah. And so Pennington was a tough nut. So there you go. All right. So we'll get back to our SEC scheduling and some of your responses as far as Billy Napier is concerned. How long will he last? We've got recruiting red hot. We'll mention that coming up in just a second with signing day. Inside of a week, the first time these players could sign on the dotted line.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. When it comes to the Jags, he's oh so good.
Oh, yes.
His name is John Osher.
Oh, snap.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So you know those little snow globe thingies that seem to be everywhere this time of year? Why do we love them so much? Because it's fun to shake things up. And that's exactly what my friends at Arlington Toyota are doing. Get ready to shake up the season because Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota. Mia here, and man, are they shaking things up at Arlington with financing as low as 2.99% on 10 new Toyota models. Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tacomas, you name it, Arlington has it with more than 500 new Toyotas available. Plus, every new purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. And did you know Arlington has racked up an amazing 18,000 Google reviews? Even more amazing, they've earned an impressive 4.7 out of 5-star rating from customers who love Arlington as much as you will. Are you ready to shake up the season? Then you'd better get over to Arlington Toyota because Toyotathon is on. These deals won't last long. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's First Coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
Whether it's a large commercial project or a multifamily property, trust All Pro Roofing for exceptional craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We use only the finest materials, ensuring durability and long-lasting results. Plus, All Pro Roofing now has a full siding and windows division. That's right, All Pro Roofing is not just about roofs anymore. All Pro Roofing, now your trusted partner for commercial roofing, multifamily projects, exterior siding, and windows. AllProRoofingLLC.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
I'm Taylor Dahl on your Gator Station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen for the Gator Report all year round.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts. On the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go Gators! It's easy to get caught up in the holiday scramble, but as we near the end of the year, let's focus on what makes America great, our faith and freedom. Hello, it's Congressman Aaron Bean, and this year I've been busy delivering results for you, from helping with passports and the VA to recovering thousands of dollars in owed benefits from the IRS and Social Security. My team has worked hard to take care of constituents in Northeast Florida. Serving you is what we do. Visit bean.house.gov. This is Congressman Aaron Bean wishing you a blessed holiday season. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Football season means time on the couch and plenty of big games on the TV. Well, Florida Home AC knows you might be hitting the thermostat every time your team goes for the win. With family and friends hanging out for 4 quarters or more, the heating and AC unit will be working overtime. Stay cool with Florida Home AC. A simple phone call to 777-4300 and make sure your unit is primed for the fall when temps change constantly. Order a tune-up and enjoy the season. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision and equal opportunity employer.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Grilling up lunch with Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose on 1010XL.
We will get it back to college football in this 1 o'clock hour on a Thursday edition of XL Primetime. Reminder, we are only with you until 2 due to Jaguars programming coming up at 4 p.m. with the Frangie Show sandwiched in there. But I want to begin with a saucy nug from the association. And after that, I do want to get into also the drama surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo last night. I already told JJ this one, boys, but it is just crazy to think the Texas Rangers, as in the baseball team that won the World Series, have won a game more recently than the Detroit Pistons.
Saucy Nugs.
They have lost 21 straight games, and thus the Texas Rangers have a win since November 1st, and the Detroit Pistons do not.
That's terrible.
Hopefully they're not a prize picks parlay for you coming up.
I thought
in
it
that
was
age.
the Spurs. The Spurs on a losing streak as
The
well.
Spurs also not a great basketball team. Yes, and this is when everyone's like, "Hey, the league is, strong enough for expansion. We could easily get 2 more teams." And it's like, can we? When we got the Spurs and Detroit losing 21 straight, man, that's so bad.
Vegas is getting a team.
That's the one that they're trying to expand to, and they want LeBron to be part owner and da-da-da-da-da. But I
thought Pop was this great coach, JJ. I thought he was.
Well, he's not the Detroit coach, but yes.
Spurs, right.
Spurs haven't lost 21 straight.
So bad.
Yeah.
They did lose last night to the Lakers.
One team that's not awful is the Milwaukee Bucks, now with the 1-2 punch of Dame Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who both cracked the history books last night, with Giannis breaking the single scoring record in a game in Milwaukee history. Dame Lillard now 5th all-time in threes made. And there was some drama, in case you missed it, because on the other side, Oscar Tshiebwe, the former National Player of the Year out of Kentucky, now playing for the Indiana Pacers, recorded his first NBA bucket, and thus the Indiana Pacers decided that they would take the ball with them. Giannis and the Bucks then rushed the Pacers' locker room because they felt the ball deserved to be given to Milwaukee. And so my question for you, Leon Searcy, is can you remember a time in which having a football that was part of a significant moment in history resulted in what was described as a fracas in Milwaukee, a scuffle last night?
No, I've never seen anything like that. But, I mean, Giannis deserved that ball. Absolutely deserved the ball. Now, the way he went about it was wrong, but he deserved that ball. I mean, you going to give a guy a ball for making a bucket in the NBA? Come on. Stop
One basket.
One basket, really? He gets the game ball?
I thought the whole thing was childish from both ends. Like, Giannis sprints to the back. Like, sprints. Like, I've never seen him run that fast. And then the Indiana Pacers were guarding the game ball in, the by the locker room as if it was gold.
Yeah.
Then Giannis goes back out, and he's screaming at all his own teammates, you guys better go get that ball for me. Like, he says it like 3 times, you better go get that ball. Like, your job on my team is to just do what I say.
The whole idea is that you got this far, you're supposed to be good, okay? This is not like...
You won a championship.
Which he
Why
then
do you
revealed
care about that ball?
He doesn't even have the ball from Game 6 of the NBA Finals in which he was the MVP. So
That's
why was
weird.
this basketball so important? And then he tried to follow it up with, well, I also was thinking maybe Dame should have it because he passed Kyle Korver, and I'm 2,003s away from Kyle Korver.
At some point, it just became a pride thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm not going to let them have it over me.
Our son, Michael in the middle, he hit one of 2 glorious home runs in his stellar St. Joe baseball career.
Yeah.
That's a set of balls. I tried to put it up, frame it for him and everything. But it was against University Christian, and I almost got hit by a car running out on the university trying to get this baseball. Anyway, could not find it. Went back, afterwards, congratulated him and all this kind of stuff. And the coach is like, "Don't worry about it." He just walks over and he grabs one out of the.
But that's
we'll say this was it.
That's now what Giannis is saying. He thinks they gave him a new ball.
A ringer.
I'm just very curious in Nooner Nation out there. Does anybody have a story of like to Joe's point of you are so focused on preserving this piece of your family and your personal history?
Well, I actually know a guy that used to work for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he hated the job. And he's trying to get fired at one point. He actually went and got Babe Ruth's old jersey from who knows when. And was wearing it at a meeting and spilling food on it.
He should have dragged the World Series trophy around behind his cars.
Yeah, that was a good idea too. But yeah, he
Thank you,
eventually
Seinfeld.
kept his job.
That's wild. How could you hate that job if you worked for the Yankees, honestly, for being real? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What's his name? Steinbrenner was like,
Jerry,
I
call me
love
George is
this
dead.
guy. I love his attitude. We got to change things around here.
Hire this man.
Yeah.
I can't. All right. Speaking of famous characters in history, friend of the program, Leroy Butler, just tweeted out at 1:09 p.m., which we believe he's in Green Bay right now, but he could be driving around Duval right now. We love you, Leroy. You have a right to your opinion about the best 4 teams playing in the college fraud playoffs, but I don't have to respect it either. # Go Noles.
Yeah,
He's exactly right there.
Yeah, whatever side
100%.
you're on. Yeah.
In response to Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah.
It's opinion, and everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, and
That's what
this is
college football's about.
Gosh, man, and this was a year where you probably could put together a decent argument for 6-7 teams, including a team that was unbeaten, and a lot of people thought they didn't belong because they had the hurt quarterback and that they weren't going to be competitive in that next.
So here's the thing with Florida State, and I was telling Leon this during the break, is what they've done under Mike Norvell has been so underplayed. They've won 19 in a row, man.
Yeah.
19 straight games. And it's not like it's – and I know that has nothing to do with the playoffs. I get all of that. All I'm saying is that's a guy they want to run out of town, okay?
Well,
now they've won 19 in a row, and their trajectory is way up.
Yeah,
Way up.
you can remember 2 major sagas in his first offseason, and it was a pandemic world, so it wasn't the easiest to navigate.
He didn't see his players till 6 months after he got the job.
Well, but he
see
also
them face to face.
Yeah, he also did the text and said he communicated with every player after,
Right.
And got in all sorts of hot water with Marvin Wilson and all of them establishing a player.
See, he has him
pact.
practicing out there, and
Yeah.
people out there going, "Hey, saw me."
Yeah.
By the way, we are approaching not only the 2-year anniversary of Urban Meyer being fired as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, but that coincides with the 2-year anniversary of the Fire Mike Norvell Twitter Spaces, which is one of my favorite Twitter Spaces in the annals of history, just because I think that it just encompassed now 2 years later this frustration about looking at the transfer portal and trying to Band-Aid fix and not developing guys. Well, now as we look to the recruiting cycle, not only has Mike Norvell been able to get guys in the portal, had the number 1 ranked transfer portal class the last 2 seasons, but now he's slated to have the number 3 overall high school class.
Yeah, and the other thing is that he had a top 10 class a couple of years running, and then whatever the losses would get to him, and then they would dip and fall out of the top 10. But he recovered how? With the transfer portal. So he was able to overcome that, any negativity, and everyone thought, well, he can't recruit. Well, he's now proving to you, at least now, that he can get the transfer portal guys to show up, and we're talking impact guys. How many transfer portal players did some of the other schools bring in but didn't make impact plays like the guys that Mike Norvell has gotten? Yeah, they wanted to run him out. But you also have to be careful that you don't say just because it worked there, Leon, just because he was able to turn that corner in such a big way, that be patient, Florida, be patient, Miami, the same thing will happen to you.
Yeah, but I mean, he did such a masterful job with the transfer portal. I mean, that's a hard gig to get guys to come into your program, to buy into the program, who went to other programs.
Yeah,
and then the maturation of the locker room, bringing those guys in or whatever. But it does put pressure on 4- and 5-star guys. If you come in, they recruit you. If you don't pan out right away, we're gonna find someone to replace you.
Look, let's also be very fair to Mike Norvell.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't an operational mess the first 2 years. They didn't have 2 guys wearing the same number.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
They weren't having procedure penalties in week 11 or week 12, okay? They just weren't that good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just had to improve the roster, that's
Right.
all.
There
This structurally and operationally is a mess at Florida. So Mike Norvell should not be thrown into that category.
Right. Well,
he just had to rebuild it. That's
my whole point is, don't fall for the trap that.
Yes, I
hey,
agree with that.
be
I'm supporting
patient.
your statement.
And if you go back to, who was it? It was under Willie Taggart when a Florida player was telling Florida State, you don't have enough players on the field. So that was pre-Mike Norvell, at least as far as that's how I recall it. But they did lose to Jacksonville State. They did look ugly at times. And so that's where you're trying to figure out. The last start Tate Rodemaker had before this run was against Jacksonville State. Okay, so what's the difference? They had a good.
No, he started against Louisville and beat them actually last year.
Yeah, I thought his last. I'm talking about before this last time.
Well, last year he started against Louisville and beat them.
Was it against Louisville?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking road game. Anyway, I remember reading that, and so I guess the whole point was that Jordan Travis was there through and through.
Yeah.
He got the quarterback that he needed to obviously lead the charge. And that was another guy.
It's
that was
also
like
you might not have liked the wins. I think it was the no wins that was burning the FSU fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's the no wins that's burning the Florida fans, but it's also they don't look like they know what the hell they're doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's historically bad defense from Chris Farley. That's another problem.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just one after the other.
Yeah.
And as we know, he drew the line in the sand. Chris Farley stays. Corey Raymond and company. Out of here. This is XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Evan Ingram in the right corner, and Jacksonville is in the end zone.
I love how he's playing. I feel like we're doing some things well, and we got to keep expanding on that and getting better.
The ball comes out, and I think Jacksonville has it.
It's the next man up mentality, right? So we move forward.
You needed a takeaway.
We're going to have accountability. We know what we have to do. We have to get better, all of us. We'll fix it.
The road to the postseason leads back to the bank.
That's what you want.
It's a Sunday night special.
Get back on track.
Jaguars, Ravens, on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL. 10XL. 10XL.
What's more important than putting up the Christmas decorations? Making sure your home's plumbing is working properly before the holidays. Mia here for my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. If you have a septic tank at your home, you are going to want to have it pumped out ahead of Christmas. Don't wait until you have a septic emergency. Duck Duck Rooter can get it taken care of this week for you. Call them today at 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Bob Arablo here, president of your Jacksonville Icemen. Thanks to the doctors and staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, our team is well taken care of. We're proud to be associated with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 23rd.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 14, 1938, Major League Baseball agrees on the use of a standard ball while disagreeing on increasing rosters from 23 to 25.
Tailgaters Parking is ready for football. Tailgaters proudly offers game day parking. Arrive 4 hours before kickoff and enjoy indoor restrooms, Growler's full-service bar and grill, and easy access in and out. Visit tailgatorsparking.com.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Great news for homeowners to start this new year. Interest rates have plunged. Mortgage rates are back down from nosebleed highs. Hey, it's Prosser here, and right now, Loan Pronto can rescue you from that 7 or 8% rate you got stuck with and save you a ton of money. If you bought or refinanced your home with a rate of over 7%, now is the time to refinance and save money, even if you did it last month. Interest rates on Loan Pronto's Equity Express loans have also come down. It's a great time to get some cash out of your home and get yourself on solid footing for the new year. They can get you the cash you need to wipe out those credit cards right now or get money to start that 2024 home improvement project. Bottom line, Loan Pronto has the most competitive rates, and they can help you take advantage of this sudden drop in rates. Get your financial house in order for 2024. Call 904-999-1508 to get started. That's 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com works as well. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The Jaguars are in the home stretch of the regular season as they go head-to-head with the Baltimore Ravens December 17th. This Sunday night football matchup is sure to excite as you help us teal out the stands. It's also our Inspire Change game, where fans can learn about our involvement in police community relations, criminal justice reform, and more. Go to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you for Sunday night football, Jaguars fans.
Give the gift of joy this season. Players Grill is a Toys for Tots drop-off at all 3 locations. Bring in a toy and enjoy a free appetizer because spreading cheer tastes even better. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets and gives this holiday season.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. It's getting chilly outside, but you can enjoy the outside inside with a new glass lanai from Lifetime Enclosures. Or look ahead and get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. And for the time being, you can stop into Lifetime Flooring to enter to win $20,000 in free flooring during the Score Free Floors promotion. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway and proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars defense will face one of the NFL's most dynamic quarterbacks on Sunday night in Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Jaguars defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell spoke today about the challenge against the Ravens quarterback.
We have to rush him. We have to pressure him because we don't want him sitting back there, because he is a guy that in the pocket, he can hurt you as well as outside the pocket. We have a plan and we'll try to execute that plan, but at the end of the day, we have to be who we are. We have to affect the quarterback. It didn't work as well as we wanted to last week, so we get another opportunity for the guys to come out and execute the plan and let's get after the quarterback.
Jaguars defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell today on Lamar Jackson. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
We're hanging out until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Friends show will be rolling in. And then the coach's show, Doug Peterson, he has been animated this week. He even went to the presser, was it Monday, where he had a bunch of pregnant pauses because he was at a loss for words for what his team has been putting out there on tape. So definitely a more frustrated Dougie Fresh, and he's hoping he can get them to respond Sunday night against the Baltimore Ravens. Will there be fireworks Sunday night?
Oh.
I sure hope so at the bank, courtesy of the teal and black. But JJ's got some fireworks.
Yes,
right now.
love that. That is a radio professional, folks.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I have caller number four right now, a $25 gift card to Superior Fireworks. This brought to you by our 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide. Head over to 1010XL for more, 1010XL.com, for more gift ideas.
Yeah, nothing like putting some fireworks under the tree. You can go there and take advantage of
I
that.
think they do have fireworks. Like, they have the light up, and then they have the fireworks. At least that's what all these aerial photos from the Bengals game.
Matt was just telling me he's going to drug his dog for the New Year's.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Oh, you're drugging him.
Like he needs a little sedation, man. Like a majority of dogs do.
Sedation.
Nothing wrong with a little bit
Don't
of drill.
be nervous. Don't be scared. He needs a little. He just needs a little to take the edge off, man. Come on.
Yeah, and by the way, Frank, it never ever fireworks never got him.
Really?
My dog
young
neither.
Frankie.
Didn't care.
Never ever bothered him.
90% of them hate it.
Now he and I, we're struggling to hear one another. So he really doesn't care now.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have listened to all those fireworks over the years. Okay.
He was always chill. Never bothered him.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he's 17, so he's,
there you go.
He's been through the ringer here of late, but hopefully he's going to hang on. That's what I'm thinking more than anything else. All right, so again, let me just use that fireworks as a segue, Leon, because we're close to wrapping everything up. When you need a get well game, this team does. They've lost 2 in a row. The Ravens are rocking and rolling. Okay, they're feeling pretty good. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC, and this might be prime pickoff time for them. Okay, it might be a great opportunity for this team to get well against them. It is not going to be easy. If you take a look statistically at what Baltimore does on both sides of the ball, they are coming up aces, top 1, 2, 3, and 4 in like a ton of different categories. How do you what would you attack first in terms of what you could do offensively in going after Baltimore?
Well, I would attack first. You got to stop the run.
Yeah.
You got to make them one-dimensional. As believe it or not, they still have 2 dynamic wide receivers in OBJ Zay Flowers. But you got to stop something. You got to stop the run. You've got to try to dictate the tempo of the game. All right, you got to get him off his spot. As much as El Boogie likes to run, if he's comfortable in that pocket, he's going to light you up.
Yeah.
So you've got to make him uncomfortable, get him off his spots, stay in your rush lanes, okay? Because if you're running twists and stuff like that, and you're playing man, and he sees those guys backing off, he's going to take off. So you got to stay in your rush lanes and just keep him off his spot. You can't allow him to dictate the game with his arm and his legs.
Right.
You got to take something away from him.
Which, as the Jaguars noted when we spoke with a bunch of them in the locker room yesterday, all interviews up on our YouTube and Facebook page, of course, they suggested that the Ravens are obviously throwing the ball a lot more than the last time these two teams faced. And so that's where I'm curious, do they go with that 3 safety look again? Do they have 3 linebackers on the field? What's the play if you had to guess, Leon?
Well, I don't think we're equipped to play man. I just don't think. I think we're not equipped to play man. So more than likely we're going to play zone, or we might play fire zone like we played in the last couple of games. You see how that worked out for us. So I don't know. Maybe the 3 safety look. Maybe that you give them something different that they haven't seen before. You know, maybe you give them. I don't know what it is, but whatever you do, you can't let El Boogie beat you with both.
And he's now, and it's not like he didn't do this before, but he's doing it at another level, Matt, where he is running to win. In other words, before it might have been, okay, look, read, decide, run. Okay, now it's I'm going to run, slide, or whatever, and I'm still going to be looking down the field because he's making a lot more plays that way as opposed to just taking off.
There's no doubt he is. And the thing is earlier this year with Trevor, before the couple nagging injuries, he was doing that. And their offense was completely different.
Yeah.
And now he's, for whatever reason, I'm sure it's because of the injuries, not doing it as much.
But you could really stress a D.
When you have a quarterback that can run, that's athletic, you can put a defense in so much different conflict at all different levels, and that's what he does, man.
All right. Well, we do have a injury up. Go ahead, Leon.
No, I was going to say, I mean, if I was the defensive coordinator, I mean, the offensive coordinator came from Georgia. So I would go and get film. Now, Georgia won back-to-back championships when he was offensive coordinator, but if there was any team that maybe stressed Georgia's offense in some capacity, and you just look at that film and see what you can do, maybe implicate that, put that in your defense in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? Because, coordinators have tendencies. They have tendencies from where they came from to bring it here. So if I was the Jaguars, I mean, I would have to go in library, Georgia, a game they had a little tough stench against, and see what they did to manipulate that offense.
Did they have any tough games?
Yeah.
Well, Missouri.
In year one, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Missouri played Georgia tough, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so
and Stetson, this is by no means comparing one to the other, but Stetson could move a little bit. He had some wheels, and obviously they got the ball down the field because they had dangerous playmakers.
Do want to get a quick injury update before we say hello to the Frangie Show. This is from practice. The Jaguars are working inside at the Miller Electric Center. Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco in attendance during the media availability portion of practice. No orange, no contact jersey for Trey Herndon, who remains in the league's protocol. Walker Little, Ezra Cleveland, both getting reps during team and individual drills, which is obviously huge for both. And then meanwhile, just because I know we're always looking at the out-of-town box score,
right.
C.J. Stroud not practicing for a second straight day as he also remains in the league's concussion protocol.
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's going to sit him down for more than one game, but it did not look good, that's for sure.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping the rubber on the road with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
We're on the short shift today. Lauren Brooks joins us. Francis Show getting ready to roll at 2 o'clock.
That's right. We, of course, have to make way, like Mia said earlier, for the Doug Peterson Show and Jaguars Happy Hour.
Yeah, and Doug, I don't know what he'll say today, but he's probably feeling like he'd like to say a lot of things. He just needs to see his team be a little cleaner on the practice field and obviously in the game.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of interesting things. Usually this team I feel like is drama-free under Doug Peterson, but there's been quite a few things over the last couple of weeks that has piqued, I think, fans' interest and certainly media going, oh, okay, so what exactly happened with that? Like you said, practice or the route running now, and what exactly is going on around here?
Yeah, a soapish locker room, as I was asking Leon about it earlier. All right, so that'll be on the docket.
Yes, certainly. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about college football. We'll talk a little baseball. There's a lot going on this time of year.
All right, sounds good, Lauren. We'll be listening.
Thank you so much.
All right, Lauren, Frange, Hayes, RJ, they all have it coming up. But first,
now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
It's pronounced annals of history, not annals of history, and that's my takeaway.
Honestly,
we're
it
never
does-
going to let you live that down.
Yeah, I know. I've
Never.
accepted it. My apologies.
It does depend on what you're describing.
I think I've said it on the show before, but my parents actually keep a list. They call it the Mia-isms of when I mess up words, so you can throw that one on the list.
Yeah, takeaway.
My takeaway is the Jaguars. I'm not going to keep going to the same movie, and I'm not going to keep going to the same movie with my popcorn and seeing the same flick.
Yeah,
show me something different, or I'm gonna stop going to the movie.
Simple as that.
My takeaway is something I mentioned actually last hour. I mean, it's the most underreported fact in college football over the last year. Now, Florida State has won 19 straight games.
Mhm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
No one.
Well, it's funny because it's that streak that Georgia had kept alive, 28 games,
Right.
and that's probably why no one was talking about it. My takeaway was looking at that SEC schedule and the gauntlet that will be ahead for the Gators, and Billy Napier better have something that looks like good, organized, competitive football when they have to roll it out against Miami, A&M, Mississippi State, and Kentucky, and that's 4 of their first 5 contests, so it definitely is not going to be easy. All right, we are done. We got the Franchi Show coming up next, and then the Coach's Show with Doug Peterson, all ahead in your afternoon. Joe C., Mia O'Brien, Maddie Hayes, Big Surse, and JJ. Don't forget, Players Grill Mandarin tomorrow with XL Primetime. We'd love to see you.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010 XL.